Okay, let's start our journey on reading. We said there is an activity which is very important, that is pre-reading, preparing the audience, the children, about what are we going to do and what this book is about, and they mentally prepare, and we discussed that. It's an extremely important activity. We don't need to emphasize it, that it's the foundation of our education. But one thing we must be clear for, what is it for? It is for, not for just that they can decode the words, it's written 3 and they can understand, they can read it out as a 3. No. They can read should not be our target. If this is the target, children can read, it's too low a target, right? Should be that enjoy to read. They enjoy the reading process, get connected to it, and at the end they find out they are waiting for to do more reading, sort of, and this becomes their habit and the fun for them. So the process as it should go is that we have to do it in an activity with them before they can independently do it. Simple. I do, we do, you do. So we have to model it. The best way of modeling it is shared out reading. This is a process which should daily go. The process of shared out reading is very simple. You take a book, we discussed it, how we select a book, and it should be appropriate and build on their existing knowledge and repeated patterned vocabulary according to the level of the children. So we start with this book, let's say on the day 1, and after that pre-reading thing, we start telling them, okay, this is the book, this is the title of the book, right? And this is the name of the person who has written the book. We can tell them author, and eventually they will, the word author will also come in their lexicon. And here we start. This is the title page. 3 little words, right? As we told you, this is a story about a fish. So thou, this picture, this will be in front of them, and you will read it out. Hooray, it's a big day. You are off to sea. You're on your way. So this is a fish. She has just got up and she is going out. So here you have to pause and ask them question. You know, where the fish is going out, they might say it's going out to meet friends, to play, and maybe she's hungry. Wherever you go, whatever you do, don't forget these 3 little words. So this fish is giving them some advice. He's saying, you are going, remember my words, right? So let's see what words he says. And you go on and on. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. That's good. You know what is swimming? Yeah, you see, the fish can swim in the water, they live in the water, and you should also learn swimming, right? And you go like this. Now, it's not about the words, it's about the knowledge about the words, and it's about connecting them to this process, and you go forward. When you find yourself swimming alone, she is alone, or there are other fish around? No, she is alone. Just keep swimming. And sometimes you ask the children also, they can repeat the word, just keep swimming. It depends on how the book is. When you arrive at the crossroads, now this is a crossroad, the other fishes are going somewhere and she has to cross. So it's a crossroad. Look before you cross. Just keep swimming. When you cross the road, do you look here and there and then cross the road? Yeah, that's we should. So it's lots of interesting things that you can do. It should be a dialogic reading. It should not be that you're going on and on, but not too much of a talk that they get lost from the book, and they should keep connected to the book. When you don't know where you are going, keep your heads up. You're bound to run into someone who can help you. And she goes on and on, and she finds other fish around, and when you don't know what you are looking for, just keep swimming, right? So the other fish are going, and she had just crossed them, and she's come here, and let's see what she does. So that's how, through a questioning and through a dialogic process, you will keep connected to them in this story, right? Now, lots of words will come which we want them to get into their vocabulary. They are repeated words: just, keep, swimming, and all those, fish, and some others will come. Some of the words will be just part of it, but we will not kind of focus them. So that's the process. But this is the day one. We will do this activity repeated 2, 3, 4 times. On the day 2, now they have some idea about you can ask even what the story is about. It's the fish. Okay, let's read the story again. And you read the story again, and you can even extend their knowledge on, where the fish lives, and they already know. And where did the fish was going to, they will have some idea. So they now can make better anticipation, and they're more connected to. On next day is the time where we should now come to the language dimensions of it. What are the words which we found out? Which word do you remember? Just, swimming, and children will come out with this. Now these are the words where we have to start playing around, and the word games around it, and make them aware about this word. Can you take out the word with keep? So they will the keep swimming, and etc. So we have to follow around the same story, and at the end they can make story, and they can start retelling that story, and they can do an art around the story. Can you draw the fish? Can you act out like a fish, and etc. And now the language part of it around, which actually we want lots of more words to be added to their vocabulary, more sounds to be added to their sense of sound, and more that we do in the same way as we said we will do it, in a very patterned way. So if we take the words, we will do the same way. We will find out the words which are like simpler words, mat, or you can say, let's say, add words, pat, sat, if you find these kind of words. And after that, and been, these kind of words which are simpler in its been, pin, let's say pit. These are the first words, and its colors always help. If we keep the vowel in a different color always consistently, let's say red colors, so they will start understanding that these a, e, o, u are vowels, and we should make them clearly somewhere hanging or on the walls, that a, e, o, u, a, e, o, I, u are the vowel, and the vowels create about 20 sounds. They create 20 different sounds, but we should focus and start playing with the simplest sounds, and then the longer sounds, like for example, just giving a few examples, like gate, like fate, right? Even here, the vowels are coming, but these vowels are silent, and then we go on and on and on. Remember that we have to go from the most used words utility-wise to the least used word, and you will be amazed to know that the most used words, even the 10 most used words, almost go 25% of the language that they come across, and the 100 first most used words are about 50% of the usage. Now those 10 most used words are the, be, to, an, of, in, that, have. So why not these words should be our focus, that these must come into their vocabulary again and again. And if you can kind of sort of break them off by, for example, what nouns are the most important and the most appearing around the world, around the child, around the English usage, what verbs, what adjectives. So I give you just the first 5 ones, and just write word frequency, and you can find it on corpus of American English, you can find it on corpus of Oxford English corpus, and you will find word by, but this is what the research team should be giving out to you. You can contact us also. I can provide you the words. I'm just writing my emails for that purpose at gmail.com. So that's not a problem. But these are the words which should be the focus. Like in the noun, the word time, person, year, way, day. Time, person, year, way. These appear on the top, and the child will come across these words in the life very frequently. And in the verbs, it's be, have, do, say, and, get, make, go. And in adjectives, it's good, new, first, last, great, little. Now, having this sort of thing in our planner, because these are the high frequency words, and these are the words we have to develop a more exposure frequently, 3 to 5 times, so that it gets into their vocabulary. And the sounds also go in the same developmentally from simple to complex, like if we start from these consonants g and m and p, and later the consonant blends, burr, right, burr, break, right, and for example, prick or brick. So all these are a little complex than the simple, so they will come later. And we will discuss the word games, where they will take these onset and rhymes. They take the consonants separately on a cards, and they can be made, right? And if we have AT and AP and AM, but let's follow our rules that we will write the vowels in a different color. So these are onset and rhymes. So these cards can be made very easily. You can make the consonant and consonant blend cards, and a lot of these common rhyme card, at, in, am, up, so they can start making words. Mat, pat, tap. Oh, does it make a word, or does it not? And they will come up with a lot of funny words. So these are the activities that then emanate out of your reading activity and play around it, and they become part of this. So, and they enjoy this process, making words in groups and etc. And then they can hang it on the pin boards or the flannel board, whatever you're using there. And this is the time that we should give them an awareness of the word itself. The word itself means, allow me to, that this word is, for example, little, or this is fish. Right? The fish is with one single stroke, right? Fish. And if there is a word carpet, so this word is 2 strokes, right? Carpet. So this idea of stroke, carpet, is very important for them to understand, so that whenever a word come across, they can start thinking, and they do sort of things that it can be broken into words. For example, the word comes bunch. They say it's a one stroke, and if the word comes like cupcake, So cupcake, so 2 strokes. So when they have understanding of these alphabets and their connections with the sound, cupcake, and with each of these sound, one vowel must come, right? So they might start cup like this, but some vowel will come, cupcake, right? Cupcake. But if they have seen C so many times with the k, and they will start understanding that C is normally for k, cupcake. So cake, bake, rake, fake, those words according to there. So there's no harm. This is a good invented spelling. You have to appreciate them. Don't be perfectionist, and gradually they will understand. Oh, k comes with k most of the time, right? So they will write with this. There's a cupcake. So this syllable idea of syllable, that the words can be broken, is very important, and words can be broken within them, and each of them gives a different sound. Now these all things are getting integrated into this process, whatever story we do. So that was the process. Now if you reflect back, at least I know from my experience that this wasn't something which was ever done to us, and the result is that we are poor readers. We are poor readers. We don't know, we don't love the process of reading. Generally, I mean, 1 out of 100,000 people, if they love to read, is an exception, but the exception proves the rule. Reason, the way we did reading was not for comprehension, or not for enjoying the reading process. That was for the word level reading. No, that's not the objective. We have to do, remember, the purpose of reading is to give them a decontextualized language, something which is not in front of them. The fish is not in front of them, the sea is not in front of them. To extend their journey or a mental journey to what is not here. A knowledge about them and talking about them, a language beyond what is in front of them. And it is about comprehension. Reading is about comprehension. It is not just about ability to utter that word which is written in the symbol form. So that's how it should go. Thank you very much.